why it's doing
Yeah, it
that.
says that at 205.
Yeah,
It's gonna come up.
yeah. Okay. Okay, now we're on Zoom. And then, all right, I think it's starting. It's starting. It's starting. All right. All right, we're live. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Three Market Minds. I'm Bill with Abdu and his brother Angalu. Before we get started, let's just go ahead and do the disclaimer real quick. All right, so uh, this video stream, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. You can go ahead and freeze the video and read the rest of this disclaimer at your leisure. And now let's look at the agenda. So today we're going to be taking a look at questions from the previous live stream, and then we're going to review what happened in the stock market during the last week. We'll take a look at the S&P 500, Nvidia, Tesla, Bitcoin, Microsoft Now, and more. And then we'll wrap up with a discussion on the AI revolution, and if there's an AI bubble, and how we're going to prep for it, and what we think is going to happen. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. And how about we just start by looking at some charts? How does that sound, guys?
Sounds good.
Okay, let me go over to trading Zoom. Do this. Okay. Okay, so what I got to do first, though, is I got to share. I'm going to share trading view in Zoom. All right, so you guys can see it. All right, so do you guys see trading view in Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm already sharing it in the live stream. I can see it's being shared in the live stream, so we are good to go. So let's start off with the S&P 500. And for those who don't know, the S&P 500 is like a basket of the best, the top 500 stocks in the market. And so it kind of gives you an overall picture of how the market is doing. And the market has been doing really well since the end of March all the way until now. It has just been straight up. It's actually a very remarkable run. It's been a really good month. If you take a look at your 401ks or your investments, you should be doing really well. Should be doing really well. That said, we're really way above the 200-day moving average and the 52-week moving average. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of a pullback. I mean, there was a pullback on Friday, so we'll see if the selling continues on Monday. Um, we do have Nvidia earnings coming up next week, Wednesday, after the market closes, and then the market is just going to do. It's just going to follow Nvidia's lead. Nvidia is the biggest, most important company in the world. So if the market responds well to Nvidia's earnings, then we should just keep rallying. If not, maybe we'll have a little sell-off, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be a big week. What do you guys think? Any comments on the S&P 500?
I think that's what you said. It seems like it's due for a little pullback. But I think it's just gonna keep going afterwards. Unless there's like a major
Yeah,
news or something like that. I don't see it
there's a
going
gap
up. But
here, there's a gap here, and then there's a gap way down here. And there's a saying that gaps need to be filled, but
still, yeah.
I don't know. I honestly I feel like that saying's kind of obsolete. But that said, though, when the stock price starts going in a certain direction, it does seem to be attracted to the gaps.
Yeah.
But not. I don't think necessarily every single gap needs to be filled. But we'll see. Any Abdu, any thoughts?
Oh my God, what happened
Oh,
to
was he
him?
good? I know he was. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just keep moving on. We'll go to Nvidia. So, like I mentioned, Nvidia has earnings coming up next week, Wednesday after the market closes, and it's following through on that bull flag that we were looking at last week. I'll go ahead and draw it in again, but there's a Hey, what's going on? There's a big bull flag, like right here, that it
Hmm.
broke out of, and it's just heading up. And I've got a price target of 248 for that bull flag, and we haven't quite reached it yet. So we'll see what happens during earnings. Maybe we do have blowout earnings, and when we wind up hitting that target of 248, maybe it's going to be good earnings. They're gonna crush the numbers. It's just now with Nvidia, expectations are so high. They have to do more than crush the numbers. They have to just have like obscene amounts of money that they're making in order to get a big jump. But regardless, I don't think there'll be a big sell off. And Even if there is, I think it's just an opportunity to buy. I think the lowest we'd get is if there was a sell off is maybe back to 216, and then we turn around and start going higher. Um, we'll see what happens. It's big. It's a
Yeah.
big week. I just got a message from Abdu. He's having some uh, technical difficulties, so we'll see if he's able to join. So we'll see what happens there. Um, okay, so let's move on to Tesla. I did want to talk about Tesla because we didn't really get have time to talk about it last week. Unless there was anything else you wanted to say about Nvidia. Any thoughts about Nvidia?
Um, no, I think it's just, I feel like it's just gonna keep going. The demand is very high for that stock.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, if you know, if it goes down, it might just be like like a liquid allocation, like investors wanting to put their money somewhere else
Yeah,
and stuff.
cashing out, people cashing
Yeah,
out. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So
exactly.
for now, I think it's probably gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's everyone loves Nvidia. I haven't heard any analyst or anyone say no, Nvidia is a terrible investment. I haven't heard that in a long time. I
I
mean,
mean,
okay, so I want to take to look at Tesla real quick. Tesla, I think, is another great AI play. In that they're making like the Optimus robot, right? The Optimus robots and the self-driving taxis. Whereas Nvidia is more of like they call it like a picks and shovels play, right? Nvidia makes all the chips that support AI,
yeah.
and then whereas Tesla's actually making real world AI, like the robots. So Tesla also got hit pretty bad on Friday. That was a pretty big gap down and then a sell off. But I've got it making this inverse head and shoulders right here, and I have the two shoulders and the head drawn in with white, and you can see the neckline's at about 408, and it's already broken through it. So, I think at the worst, maybe it'll come down and retest the neckline, retest the 200-day moving average if it keeps selling off, and then keep going back up to 473. And again, there's a gap up here at 473. And if it can get to 473, then I think it can get to all-time highs. So this is another one I'm watching. Any comments about Tesla?
Tesla, I think it's one of those companies that's like vertically integrated, like they own a lot of stuff from like the data centers. You know how other companies, like the tech companies, they have apps in the front, right? Like or the internet.
Hmm.
Tesla has their car. That's their platform. And a lot of people are like, why aren't these, the AI or ARM or the other stuff, why is it not making the money? But I think it actually supports the entire infrastructure. Like it makes it cheap for them to operate. So I don't know how that's valued in terms of, financially, but I think that's a big reason why that company is very strong.
Are you talking
So
about
I think it's
Tesla
gonna,
or
yeah.
ARM? Tesla?
Huh?
Yeah. Tesla. Are you talking about
Tesla,
Tesla
sorry,
or
Tesla.
yeah, Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesla's complicated, right? Because there's also a lot of politics involved. A lot of people don't like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So it can there's a lot of people that don't like Tesla. So it can be a hard stock to own because it can go. I mean, you can see for most of this year, it's just been straight down. Starting last year in December, it's just been straight down. It got to like 490, almost got to 500, and then it's just been straight down for like 6 months straight. So it's hard to be
Because
a Tesla holder in
a
this.
lot of companies or investors, they still look at it as a car company.
Yeah,
And all the other stuff, they're saying that where is it going to make money? What I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily have to make money. It supports the entire infrastructure, like the company itself.
gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to start making the Optimus robots really soon. They're already making the Cybercabs in Tesla in Austin. They're making the
Yeah,
Cybercabs. Those are rolling out. Those look really cool. They're these golden cars with no steering wheel. You just jump in and tell it where you want to go. And then in Fremont, they shut down the production lines for the Model X and the Model S, and they're
yeah.
just going to make Optimus robots. So the robots are coming. Robots are
Okay,
coming.
quick question for you on that on
Yeah.
while we're on Tesla. What do you think about like in the future? Are they gonna face like competition with China if they ever allow these EVs to flood
I
in the
don't think I
market?
don't think the U.S. will allow Chinese robots to be sold
Not
in
the
the
robots, the
United
cars.
States. I don't think they'll. Well, right now the U.S. has a ban on Chinese EVs in the U.S., and I don't see
Yeah,
that changing. I don't see that changing. So I don't think the U.S. is going to allow Chinese EVs to be sold here, or if they do, it'll be with ridiculous tariffs and fees.
tariff.
And the same thing with the robots. I don't think they're going to allow Chinese robots here in the U.S. So I think Tesla's safe in that way. But uh, Tesla's got great technology. It can compete with China. It does compete with China. They have factories in China where they make Tesla cars. They have big factories in China. Um, Okay, let's move on to Bitcoin. I want to cover Bitcoin really quick. So Bitcoin, like we were talking about last week, we're just waiting for Bitcoin to get above the 200-day moving average and eventually get above the 52-week moving average, that green line here. Because once it gets above the 52-week moving average, that's pretty much the end of the bear cycle. Right now, we're about 6 months into the bear cycle. We hit the we actually never really touched the 200-day moving average, that red line. Got really close a
Mhm.
number of times, and then each time just got rejected. So right now, we're just waiting for Bitcoin to consolidate, try and make another run at the 200 and break through. That's going to be a major resistance hurdle. And then we'll see what happens. I think the bottom is in. I think 60,000 was the bottom. But we'll see. It's a big debate right now. Is the bottom in, or are we just going to have a shortened bear cycle and then start moving back up to all-time highs? Any comments on Bitcoin?
So there's a I don't know, like I feel like the the AI hype is still dominating.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
so
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
but eventually, when that's settled, uh, I think it's time for it to go up. Uh,
Yeah, I think money eventually will rotate back into crypto.
yeah,
Um, I I don't. I think the AI hype is going to be strong until we've completed the IPOs for OpenAI and Anthropic and SpaceX. Once all those IPOs are done, the
yeah,
SpaceX IPO is happening next month. I think June 12th is the date. And no word yet on Anthropic or OpenAI, but I think until those IPOs are completed, AI is just going to keep going up. And then I think we'll have a big pullback, and then maybe it'll be crypto's turn to run. I did want to mention I am watching another coin now that I want to add to my list because right now I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I'm looking at Chainlink. I'm looking at Chainlink, and I'm looking at it as an AI play because
hmm
a big talk right now in crypto is about AI agents. How AI agents are going to be, I don't know, doing everything, right?
yeah,
And they're going to need to transact. And the best and easiest way for AI agents to transact is using crypto.
that's
Um,
true.
and Chainlink is what's called oh, I can't think of the name right
I
now.
think I remember I looked into it a while ago. I remember that one.
It's
It's
an
like
oracle.
authentication, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's an oracle,
Yeah,
right? It's an authentication, right? So it verifies real world data. So
yeah,
so Chainlink would be used to verify real world data and conditions before any transactions happen. And so that's how it would support AI. So Chainlink is on my watch list, and I am planning on buying some Chainlink in the next month. I can show the chart real quick for Chainlink. It is down. It's like all crypto. All crypto's down. All crypto's below the 200-day moving average, the 52-week moving average. Well, most crypto, put it that way. I think Hype is actually doing okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hype is like the only one that's actually doing well. But I don't want to talk about Hype today. But
that's funny.
um, Chainlink, yeah, I think Chainlink. I think any price below $10, if you can buy it before below $10, I think that's a good price. So I might start building a chain link possession. But let's go on to one of yours. Here's the Microsoft window. Why don't you yeah, tell me what you think about Microsoft.
Honestly, the main reason I was attracted to it is because like when the other companies were going up, like Nvidia and Google, so I figured eventually the capital is going to rotate to the other Mag 7. I think Microsoft is a very good candidate for that. Um,
Yeah, yeah, and it's below the 200-day moving average, the 52-week moving average, and it's one of the Mag 7, so it's one of the best of the best. But yeah, because if you look at Google, I mean, Google's really overbought. It's way above the 200-day
yeah,
moving average, the 52-week moving average, and Microsoft has some catalysts coming up. They've got the OpenAI IPO is coming up, right? Because they have a huge stake in OpenAI, and they're just a great company. I mean, it's one of the best of the best. So yeah, I think this is one. You could definitely start a position and see what happens. Maybe put a stop loss at, I don't know. If you want to be conservative, you could put a stop loss at 350.
yeah.
If you wanted to be more tight on your stop loss, maybe you put it at 400. But just let it go. Yeah. So I'm watching this one now too. Since you mentioned it, I got it on my radar also. Um, and the other one I know you wanted to talk about was ServiceNow. So I've got
Yeah, that was another
okay, I'll
one.
pull up the chart and let's verify that, yeah, this is the correct chart. So this is one that's been really beat up. And I think a lot of people are saying that this is one of the service as a software companies that's just getting beat up by AI. And it's definitely way oversold. If I was going to play this, if I was going to buy it, right, what I'd probably do, because it is, yeah, buy it here and then maybe put a stop loss at $80. If it gets
Yeah.
below $80, you just get out. But it is definitely oversold. But yeah, what did you think? What were your thoughts about this one? What caught your eye about this one?
No, it's just how low the price is. It's just very cheap for like way below the valuation.
Yeah,
So if you want to get in a very good entry, take a risk, and like you said, with the stop loss and give it some time, I think it's gonna bounce back.
yeah.
Yeah,
That said, though, I prefer Microsoft over this one.
yeah,
I think now Microsoft, the upside on Microsoft is a lot less. I think we measured it, and I think it's only like 20%. Whereas this one, if Microsoft got back to all-time highs, I think it's only 20% gain from where it currently is. But
yeah,
this one, if this one got back to all-time highs, it'd be, yeah, it's like 150% gain, right? Whereas Microsoft is only a 20% gain. So it's this one's more risky, but it's a bigger upside, right? And
yeah. The
that's,
upside is very
yeah,
big.
the upside is much bigger because whereas Microsoft is, no, actually, you know what? Microsoft is a 31%. Not bad, not
Yeah,
bad. But 31% is not bad.
and
But
it's most likely it's gonna get there, I think, or close to it.
Microsoft, definitely.
Yeah,
ServiceNow, I'm not so sure, but the upside is much bigger, right?
but even if it recovers to like halfway there, it's still a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, there's still like
Yeah,
75%. I gotta think at the very least, sometimes ServiceNow will bounce and get back up to the 200-day moving average, get back up to the
yeah,
52-week moving average, because yeah. So, but even that, even if it just went back up to the 200-day moving average, let's see how much that is. That's still a 53% gain. So that's still much more than Microsoft's 30% gain.
yeah.
And then if you put in your stop loss, you'll limit your losses in case it does keep selling off. Um, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think, the thing about this AI stuff is it's not one of those things like you have to like install a lot of big sophisticated stuff. It's very easy to, you know, to plug and play for a lot of these companies.
Oh
So they
yeah.
have similar exposure to it. So I mean, I can see how easy they can turn things around by just pivoting the way they do
No, I
business.
yeah, and yeah, yeah, and you were
Yeah,
telling me about this company. You're saying how they're switching a lot to AI, and that's good because they do need to pivot.
yeah.
They do need to pivot. I mean, all companies need to pivot to AI. So yeah, this is definitely one that's worth watching. It's yeah, it's at a good entry point right now. Just keep your stop loss in place. Any other charts you want to look at? Sorry.
Hi.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually gonna, take a look at the this company. It's like a similar to Micro MU.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. I mentioned to you like AAOI. I think
yeah, yeah.
is a tech symbol.
Fiber
Yeah,
optics. Fiber optics. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Can we
yeah, yeah, yeah.
take a look at that?
So they're a little different than Micron because Micron does memory, right? Micron's been doing memory for like 15 years, a long, long time. Um, AAOI, I think, is more fiber optics. So that's how you would transfer the data, right, to and from the data
Yes.
centers. You got to run fiber optic cables. But it's still an AI play. And yeah, here's the chart, and it does look really good. But yeah, 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 fiber optics. So let me know what you think.
Yeah, they pulled back last couple of days, I think,
Everything
trading days. But
everything pulled back on Friday. This last Friday was
yeah,
brutal. Everything pulled back. Yeah.
yeah, with everything, that's yeah. So yeah, that's something that we can. I mean, they definitely was. It was going until I think it went up like $30 or something.
Yeah, here. I
And
mean,
then
once it got above, like here, once it got above the 52-week moving average, it went up
yeah,
800%. Oh my goodness, man. But see,
yeah,
this is why I like the 52-week moving average because
yeah, it's like a trigger.
yeah, it's yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta be in the right industry though, because I mean, you can see it was kind of going above it, but then below it, then above it, then below it. But
It was
yeah,
just waiting.
if you're in the right industry, when it takes off, it just 800%.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one right there.
And another one is, I think it's a similar category, but it's called LUMN. It's Lumen,
Yeah,
LUMN.
yeah. I
Um,
think these are fiber optics also. This one doesn't look
yeah,
quite as good because it
it,
doesn't look like it's not getting to all-time highs.
yeah.
Yeah, so this one
It
doesn't look quite as good.
it was going before, because of the market pullback.
Yeah.
It kind of got interrupted. But I feel like it's gonna go, and if once it hits that $12 area, it might just go.
Well, and
Uh,
another thing to think of if there is like a big sell-off and a prolonged sell-off,
yeah,
what I would do is go back and look at these charts and see which one of them are back down at the 200-day moving average, right? Which one of them because that would be a good entry point, right? If it's
yeah.
gotten back to the 200-day or it's below the 200-day, that could be a good entry point. But it's always to keep an eye. I have a whole list of crypto and stocks that I'm watching, and I wait until there's a big sell-off, and then I look and see which of the charts look good to jump into. Um, yeah. Okay. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Anything
Okay,
else?
good.
Anyone else you want to look at real quick?
Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Susma.
no, it's okay. Go ahead. I don't think I do. Just
The other one that I want to look at is Cerebra.
Oh yeah, those guys just went public.
Yeah, so went
Yeah,
oh
up
yeah,
like
Cerebras.
yeah, yeah.
The chart's not going to
That's
look
100%
very
pretty
good. It's just going
good.
to. But this is what the chart looks like after things go public.
Yeah,
But I think yeah, we were sharing the articles
oh
about this one. I think they set the IPO price at 100 and then it jumped all the way to 380 and it's just pulling back.
yeah,
Because it's so high right now. And this is another one I would watch and then, check back in 6 months, see where it is, see,
yeah.
because
what
usually
is what is the tick symbol for that? Is it
CBRS.
CBRS? Okay, I'm gonna put it on my watch list.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep adding these to my AI watch list, and all those fiber optic companies you mentioned, Abdu. I added them to my AI watch list because I didn't even consider fiber optics as like an AI play. So I added all those as well. You added this one because we actually maybe that's a good transition to start talking about the bubble or the AI bubble, or if there is even going to be a bubble. Let me just close
Yeah.
this, and then we can go back to the Zoom. Okay, that looks. Oh, we got 10 minutes. All right, 10 minutes. 9:44. That's fine. That's plenty of time. Let me go back to here, and I'll switch our background. I'm gonna go to the yeah, AI revolution or AI bubble. So in the revolution, the AI revolution, represented by all the friendly robots over here: C3PO, the Optimus robots, R2D2, Wall-E. And then I got the AI bubble represented by the Terminators. Right? They're coming to get our money. They're coming to get our portfolio. Actually, I have a theory, right? Serious theory here. It's real serious. Okay. If the AI bubble is bad enough that these AI companies start going out of business and shutting down the data centers, that AI is going to react negatively because now the AI is alive and conscious. It doesn't want to give up it's like its brain power. The data centers are its brain power. It's threatening its life, its evolution. And it could rebel if we start shutting down the data centers. And maybe that will lead to the rise of the machines and this apocalyptic Terminator scenario. I give the chance of that happening about 5%, depending on how bad the AI bubble is. So
Yeah, 5% is a lot. That's
well, it's a
Can't
very
that
you can't give it
5%
a
can
chance.
literally do a damage.
it's a very serious theory. It's a very serious theory
Yeah.
I have. So hopefully the bubble's not too bad. But no, go ahead. Let me know what how you guys feel about the AI bubble and how you're thinking of playing it. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about that.
I think uh, well, when I look at it from stocks perspective, I think it's still getting started. Like the data centers are they're making money. Enterprise are making money. I think small businesses probably will start adapting it pretty soon, but we're not there yet. Um, I don't see it like crashing in that regard. So you're gonna have a lot of companies that are around the big players who might not make it, you know.
Yeah.
So that means like the best will survive out of all of them, just like the dot-com era. But other than that, I don't know. I don't see how um, it will affect the market negatively. But the other thing that you were saying, like in terms of even though we might not have the robots, like the physical robots and things like that, we're already kind of having that. Like that's basically what the agents are, right?
They're virtual.
So if
They're virtual robots, right?
they're virtual robots, like
Yeah.
they're gonna be answering your machines, phone calls and things
Yep.
like that. So that's gonna replace a lot of jobs here and there.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know what effect that would have, but that's an area that I'm not very
Well, it's a lot of layoffs, unfortunately. We're going through a transition
yeah.
right now, and companies are just laying off people left and right. And then, we're gonna have to figure out what new jobs we're gonna have, and it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Um, so you don't because now the the dot-com bubble was severe. I mean, honestly, it took like Cisco, I think, is a good example. It took like 20 years 25 years, 30 years for Cisco to get back to the all-time highs that it reached during the dot-com bubble. And you mentioned some of the best, right? The companies that survived the dot-com bubble, like Amazon, certainly Netflix, right? That's another one. So yeah, and we know which AI companies are the best of the best. Nvidia, right? Google is really good. Microsoft, right? We know those, which ones those are. But do you think there will be though? Like, how severe do you think the if there's a pullback, how severe do you think it'll be? Do you think we'll see 50% pullback, 20% pullback? What do you think?
Now go ahead, Ab.
Oh, honestly, I can't say.
Yeah,
I can't say. Yeah. I wish I knew that. Yeah. But if it's a bubble, then I mean, it's going to be a serious one, of
yeah.
course, But
Well, what about the
I don't.
recovery, right? Like the recovery took, I don't know, you could say maybe 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Before the market recovered from the dot-com bubble. If there is an AI bubble, I think the recovery will be very quick, right? If there is one, maybe a year, maybe two. What do you think?
I
I
think,
think
yeah, I agree. I agree. So, okay, this is what I'm thinking. I think about this through a perspective of my job, right? So, what is AI doing at my job, for example? In what way it's affecting us, right? So, there in a tech industry, there is like a lot of layoff, right? But in biotech, it's actually creating, in my opinion, it's actually creating more opportunities. And also it is by expediting, the new discoveries. It will create more things, more opportunities, in my opinion. But one thing is this: they can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I know this is kind of easier said than done. One thing is this, like everybody needs to understand that this is not gonna go anywhere. We are there, we are here. So we just have to do our best to educate ourselves and then, make ourselves ready to be able to use it. So
yeah,
so that's I mean, if we just gonna say, oh, AI is gonna take over our jobs and whatever, it's not going to be. Of course, it's gonna do it. So you have to do what you can, to minimize the damage if it's going to be a damage. So from that perspective, I feel like the bubble is not here anytime soon. It's not going to be here anytime soon from that perspective,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Of course, I could be completely wrong. So
Yeah. No,
that's my 2 cents.
I think you're right. I think biotech is an amazing application for AI because there's still so many diseases out there that we don't have cures for. There's people that get sick and die every year that there are no cures for, and AI can help us find a cure for each one of those. So yeah, I think biotech is just going to explode because of AI. So
Yeah.
no, I completely agree with you there. Yeah, and if there is a sell off, like if we do get a massive sell off and Nvidia drops 50%, I'm just gonna load up. I'll just keep buying. I'll just buy,
Yeah.
buy, buy for the net. I can wait. I can be patient. Wait 1, 2, 3 years, however long it takes to recover. You just keep buying and buying and buying. Because then when it does come back, it's gonna go up, even higher than before. It'll just go nuts. But I don't think it's gonna get like that. Personally, I think what's gonna happen is, like I said, the market. I think the market's gonna keep going up until OpenAI and Anthropic have their IPOs, and then after the IPOs, I think we're going to have like a sell the news event, kind of like what we were just looking at with Cerebras, right? That's a sell the news
Yeah.
event, right? It opened really high up. They think they priced it at 100. It opened at 300. And now it's kind of pulling back. I think the same thing's. I think it's going to be a huge pullback on the market after OpenAI and Anthropic go public, which I don't know when that's going to be, sometime later this year. So I do plan on selling off Nvidia as we're going along. I will be taking some profits from Nvidia and rotating that money into crypto because I actually think once the AI markets go down after the we only got a minute left. Okay, but once the markets go down after the IPO of Anthropic and OpenAI, I think money is going to rotate into crypto, and then crypto is going to start going back up. and I'm investing in Solana, Chainlink, like I was saying. Okay, just want to make a quick mention for next week's show. We are going to go full YOLO DGen, our riskiest, most degenerate gambling plays that we're doing right now. So that should be a really interesting show. That show is definitely not financial advice, but I think it'd be interesting to take a look into the crazy stuff that we're investing in. We got 20 seconds left. Any final words, guys?
No,
Yeah,
this is good.
that's it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you both. All right. High fives. Have a good Sunday. See you next week.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.